Okay, let's just get right into it because this is fascinating. Right now, absolutely everyone is watching Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google battle it out, right? They're burning billions of dollars to build these massive, omnipotent AI models. And we just sort of assume that the winner of that arms race takes all the value in the entire AI stack. But what if they don't? What if the most defensible, the most lucrative moat in artificial intelligence isn't actually the model itself? What if the real gold rush is happening one layer up in a space that, right now, is completely empty? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to unpack a really brilliant analysis by post-labor economist Thorsten Mayer about this massive, hidden layer of the AI economy that literally nobody is building yet. Look at this quote from Mayer. It perfectly captures the paradox of the current AI landscape. Today, if you look around, you'll see more than 140 free agent skills out there. We've got open standards, we've got partner directories featuring big brands like Canva and Notion. Even Microsoft and Vercel are publishing skill collections. But as Myers so accurately points out, the directory layer exists, but the marketplace layer does not. We have lists, sure, but we don't have the App Store equivalent. It is just a massive, empty void waiting to be captured by someone smart enough to move fast. And the sheer scale of this missed opportunity, it's staggering. Meyer estimates this missing marketplace, which is basically an independent platform sitting right between the model labs and the enterprise, is a $5 to $10 billion opportunity. 5 to 10 billion. It's essentially the missing infrastructure where customer-specific judgment and organizational expertise get packaged up and sold. And right now, not a single person owns it. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the hidden AI opportunity, what are agent skills, what already exists today, the 5 capture gaps, who wins the marketplace, and finally, we'll wrap up with the blueprint for action.
All right, part 1, the hidden AI opportunity.
To really understand the opportunity here, we first have to understand the underlying tech. So what exactly is an agent skill? Well, it's remarkably simple. It's just a folder containing a skill.md file with some YAML front matter and some markdown instructions. That's it. The agent loads just the metadata at first, and then it only loads the full body of text when it actually needs it, which is a concept known as progressive disclosure. The crucial takeaway here is that a skill is basically just configuration and instructions. It is not heavy, complicated code, and that means a totally non-technical person at a healthcare company can write a highly valuable billing coding skill without knowing a single line of Python. This brilliantly illustrates how much the value chain has shifted. Think back to the pre-2025 era. The model was the core product, your prompt was just the input, and everything else was basically just a wrapper. But by mid-2026, that dynamic completely flipped on its head. The model is now just the engine. It's a highly substitutable, completely interchangeable chip. The wrapper is merely the runtime environment. So where is the real value? It's the skill. The skill is the intellectual property. It is the durable artifact that you actually write, you own, and you keep, even if you decide to swap out Claude for GPT tomorrow.
Moving right along to section 2, what already exists today?
The skills ecosystem currently has 5 distinct layers. We've got an open standard, which is obviously the basic precondition for any market. We have reference implementations from Anthropic and OpenAI, though let's be honest, those are mostly just lock-in disguised as tooling. We have free directories for discovery, we have partner curation for distribution, and we are just now starting to see some basic enterprise admin controls. But look really closely at that capture mechanism column. Not a single one of these existing layers actually has a mechanism to capture real economic value for the people creating the skills. We have a very healthy open ecosystem, sure, but there's absolutely zero economic flywheel inside of it. Which brings us to section 3, the 5 capture gaps. For a real marketplace to function, it absolutely has to solve 5 things that the current layers just ignore. We need cross-surface portability, author verification, revenue share, discovery and ranking, and finally, enterprise compliance and audit trails. Honestly, solving any single one of these gaps creates a massive real business. But solving 4 out of 5, that creates a highly defensible behemoth that just captures the entire layer outright. Let's isolate the first major gap here, portability. Right now, if you upload a skill to Claude.ai, it is not automatically available via the Claude API. It's crazy. If you create a skill on one surface, you essentially have to recreate it from scratch on another. It is a total friction nightmare for developers. A true marketplace fixes this entirely with a publish once, run anywhere model, seamlessly adapting the skill for each surface completely in the background. And then, of course, we have the most crucial missing engine, revenue share. Right now, authors are basically publishing skills for status, or, maybe for some GitHub stars. But think about it. The 50,000 skill author, say some hardcore domain expert in healthcare revenue cycle management, they're not going to maintain a complex skill across dozens of model updates just for internet clout. No way. They need a real 70-30 App Store style revenue split to make it actually worth their time.
All right, Section 4. Who wins the marketplace?
So let's address the giant elephant in the room. Why won't Anthropic or OpenAI just build this marketplace themselves? The simple answer is they completely lack the incentive to do it. The model labs treat skills as soft retention mechanisms. They're designed to lock you into their specific ecosystem. They ship features that work flawlessly inside their own walls. They have absolutely zero incentive to build a truly neutral portable marketplace that makes it super easy for you to pack up and migrate away to a competitor's model.
Because of that, the winner here basically has to be a neutral third party, and they win by nailing 3 specific fronts. First, they guarantee true cross-surface neutrality, meaning you can run your skill on any model you want, period. Second, they provide neutral security audits. Think about how mobile users trust Apple to neutrally vet their apps. Well, enterprise customers need that exact same neutral broker sitting between the AI labs and the final runtime. And third, they can offer revenue share to creators without competing against their own internal enterprise sales teams, which is exactly what the model labs would be doing.
Mayer profiles 3 realistic types of builders poised to strike gold here. Candidate 1 is a hyper-focused new Series A entrant coming in with the explicit thesis of being the neutral app store of agents. Candidate 2 is a developer tooling incumbent. Think someone like GitHub or Cursor, though GitHub's Microsoft ownership definitely raises some platform conflict questions. And candidate 3 is a vertical specialist, say a legal AI company like Harvey, that builds immense trust in a highly regulated sector and then uses that leverage to expand horizontally. Out of these 3, Mayer argues the focused new entrant is currently the most likely to win the whole horizontal market. Now, this brings us to a wildly urgent timeline. The standard opened up in late 2025, partner curation hit in early 2026, and now these 5 capture gaps are just glaringly obvious. Mayer makes the case that there is a fleeting 18-month window stretching right into early 2027 to capture this marketplace, because by 2028, the market will be completely consolidated by whoever managed to own the relationships with those skill authors and enterprise admins. Basically, if a company doesn't move right now, they do not get a second chance at this.
Which leads us to Section 5, the blueprint for action.
Based on all this, here are the specific, concrete actions you should take this quarter, depending entirely on where you sit in the industry. For engineers and domain experts, you need to start writing skills today. Yes, the marketplace doesn't exist yet, but the reputation system absolutely does. Build a solid portfolio that is primed and ready the exact moment monetization goes live. For AI founders, the window to build the actual app store of agents is wide open, and the funding environment is looking for exactly this. For enterprise CIOs, demand a real roadmap from your vendors for audit logging and approval workflows. Do not just blindly trust the AI labs. And finally, for dev tooling companies, figure out right now if you are going to become a publishing channel or if you're just going to sit back and watch all this value flow right past you. Seriously, just think about the sheer magnitude of this for a second. The early skill authors in 2026 H2 are going to look like the early YouTube creators in 2007. Just let that sink in. These folks are positioned at the exact perfect moment to monetize a layer that hasn't even figured out how to monetize itself yet. They're accumulating highly durable IP before the marketplace has even figured out how to price it. It's an incredible advantage. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to end on. The directory is already here, but the marketplace isn't. Whoever builds it is going to capture the single most defensible position in the entire post-model AI stack. So as we sit here in this fleeting 18-month window, you have to ask yourself, are you going to build the next app store, or are you just going to end up paying rent in it? Think about it, and then get to building.